And it's cooks, you know. The cooks throw food at the shop, that's not good, but you know what I mean? And you know, the crazy thing about it is that's how Monsanto, that was the first weed they went after to attack, was dandelion greens, which just happened to be every kid's favorite flower because they get to sit there and blow the thing off and say, does she love me, does she love me not, you know what I mean? And they blow the, you know, the flowers off. So it's like, you got it, you know, that's, you can eat it, it's, kids love it, you know, why the heck are we killing it, you know what I mean? And why are we spending tons of money and making some company wealthy to produce some chemical that's messing up, you know,
Roundup.
Yeah, Roundup, man. It's great. Like my dad bought Roundup, you know, and came to visit my house, and it's like, you know, he's still, you know, you got to spray the weeds that are in the crack of the cement and stuff, you know. And so, you know, while he was down, I didn't realize that he'd bought this stuff. But all of a sudden, one of my dogs starts like going into these convulsions and starts, you know, like flipping around on the ground. I'm like, what the heck? So I got to take my dog to the veterinarian, you know, a couple $100 later to find out that it, you know, has an allergic to reaction to this Roundup or whatever this, you know, the stuff is that it you know, he's spraying. So it was Roundup, yeah.
Yeah, it is,
you know,
that's the one.
So, you know, what's it doing to humans, right? You know, it's crazy though how many weeds are edible. You know what I mean? Like I got a buddy who, that's like 5 years ago, he said, I'll never wear shoes again, and I'll live off the land for the rest of his life, and that's what he does. So every morning he goes out and he harvests his lettuces and he makes a salad for breakfast. And that's what he lives out in Silverado Canyon. He looks like in between like Charlie Manson and you know, Davy Crockett. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? He's definitely an interesting dude. But he comes out to the farm and he's like, man, I wish I lived out here. I wouldn't have to go, you know, I wouldn't have to hike around much, because it's like, you got so much edible food here on the ground, you know, that you can use. And since we don't spray anything out there and we've owned the property, you know, leased the property for over 5 years, you know, we know this stuff's pretty safe, you know. And the fact that a lot of it's covered with shade structures and things like that, you know, there's less chance of birds and stuff getting in there and, you know, making a mess of it. So bugs are all right, you know. In fact, I think we're probably going to do, you know, I've been looking at like getting into cricket farming and stuff like that, like playing around with that, because one, we can feed the crickets to the fish, you know, but also, you know, you can make flowers out of crickets, right? So, I mean, I think it'd be cool to, you know, which would be a gluten-free flour, of course, super high in protein. I mean, I think I think that is the future, is bugs as well, eating bugs.
They're pushing, like in the media, insects are getting pushed like
crazy. Yeah.
Well, that guy from Noma serves bugs a lot, and he's like the #1 chef in the world. Right?
Yeah, he's mostly like foraging all the stuff out there, you know, all the different, they got into weeds, but you know, they have a lot more stuff where he's at, because they're kind of out in the outskirts and they're by the ocean, and you know, where we're talking about, like, this is, you know, these are weeds that, like you said, most people are growing in their backyard. They don't realize, hey, you can actually eat these things. So it's fun to put them on their plate and say, hey, you know, you can make this yourself in your backyard.